Chapter 4. The Arts. Pronunciation Practice. Sentences with long A vowels.
Faye and Jane play on the same day. Gail made a fake cake. It may rain cats and dogs today. Jed cut the cake and ate the cake. Jay and Ray hate the name game. Dave made a cake for Jane's sake. Kate's maid hates the rain. Dave can rake hay and play in the rain. May Jake play the mace game? Faye ate cake at the bay with Gabe.
Reading 13. Music and Feelings. Music can change the way we feel about things. It can make us happy or unhappy. Do you smile when some music you like comes on the radio? Is there some music that makes you get up and move? Is there music that makes you want to cry when you hear it? Music can change your feelings. People who make movies know this. They use music to change people's feelings. Music that goes from quiet to loud makes people feel excited. Music that is not nice or is difficult to like can make us feel afraid. Think about the kind of music in movies that makes you feel afraid. The music often tells us when something bad is going to happen. Music can also be used in a movie to make you laugh or cry. In movies, music is used in lots of different ways. Some people use music to go to sleep. The best music for this is slow and quiet. You can see what this kind of music does to people when you hear it live. The next time you go to listen to live music, look around you. During slow, quiet music, some people will be sleeping.
Reading 14. Cave paintings. People have been making art for a very long time. The oldest art that we know about is cave paintings. When people used to live in caves, they would paint on the walls. There are old cave paintings all over the world. No one is sure why people made cave paintings, but we have some ideas. There are cave paintings in India, Africa, and Asia, but the oldest ones we know of are in caves in Europe. One cave in France has paintings of animals that are around 35,000 years old. Cave paintings are usually about 4 different kinds of things. Most have big animals that people ate. Some have other strong animals like lions. Another thing often found painted on cave walls were people's hands. The last kind are things that do not look like animals or people. We do not know what they are. We don't know why people painted this art. One idea is that they were painted to help people. Maybe they were painted to help sick people or to help find food. Another idea is that the paintings were not made to do things. Maybe they were just art. People just liked to look at the paintings.
Reading 15. Comic books. Comic books are a young kind of art. They started in the early 1900s as short stories in newspapers. Comic stories did not usually end but went on week after week. Early comics were often stories to make people laugh. However, they soon started to tell other kinds of stories too. Today, many kinds of comic books are read by children and older people. In the United States after 1938, there were many superhero stories. The first superhero comic book was called Action Comics No. 1, and it was about a person named Superman. At first, Superman was strong and could go over high buildings, but he was not as strong as he is today. He could not do as much as he can in today's stories. Other countries had different comics. In Europe, people read more stories like Tintin than stories about superheroes. In Japan, people started reading a lot of comics called manga. However, U.S. superheroes like Superman never became well known in other countries until the 2000s. People still read a lot of comic books today, and many of the stories are often made into movies or are seen on TV, like The Walking Dead and Wonder Woman.
Reading 16. Audiobooks. An audiobook is a book you listen to. Have you ever listened to one? They are great for people who don't have time to read a book. They are also good for people who are doing other things, like going on a train, driving a car, or running. When people think of audiobooks, they usually think of storybooks. However, today there are as many audiobooks as usual books. These days, many people like listening to audiobooks about science, business, art, and other things. Audiobooks are not new. The first ones were made in the 1930s. They were listened to on old players that were too big to carry, and the sound was not very good. So, people did not listen to audiobooks very much then. On the other hand, today's audiobooks are often played on small music players or phones. Today, it is much easier to listen to audiobooks, so now they are listened to much more. In the US, the number of audiobooks bought is going up quickly. They went up by 34% from 2014 to 2015 alone. It is good that more people are listening to books. But does it mean that people are now reading less?